Hi there, welcome to the show. Lee, good to see you, mate. This is Leigh
And you,
Kelly
Matt.
from Northwest Scalp Clinic, an established scalp micropigmentation clinic in Bolton. Lee's been in the industry for a while now and delivers training and treatments. So we're going to delve a little bit into how he came to be, what he's currently doing, and some of the growth plans and what's in store for his clinic. So yeah, maybe just to start off, Lee, share a little bit about how you came to find SMP and how you became working as an artist in the first place.
Yeah, sure, Matt. Thanks for that. My name's Leigh Kelly. I'm 52 years old. I'm from Bolton, Lancashire, in between Liverpool and Manchester, for those of you who don't know where that is. My scalp micropigmentation story is I've had and still got cancer since 2014, and I had major surgery in 2015. So every month I have to have some treatment, and it's ongoing. I'm not looking for the cure. There is no cure for me, unfortunately. It's ongoing. The SMP, scalp micropigmentation, came into mine and my wife's ideas and strategies because 6 times a year I have to go to Christie's, the cancer hospital, and I see very, very ill people there, and it was getting me down. It was affecting me, and call it survivor's guilt was beginning to arrive. So I was feeling a bit, not great. So what me and the wife decided is, and looked into heavily. Firstly, is, how can we make me feel a little bit better? So what we devised was, if I'm working on people's heads and making them happier and confident, thus is the solution for seeing and mixing with very ill people and unfortunately witnessing their bald heads. So my journey into SMP really is probably a little bit of mental health to make me feel better about my life, and to help other people's lives in the process,
Thank you for sharing that, Lee. That's
So
definitely
it's okay.
a very personal,
It's okay.
journey and a very good. I mean, I know I kind of work with SMP clinics. I know just all the confidence is a big issue. So I can't even begin to imagine,
Yeah.
some of
Yeah.
those clients if you're working with them, the extra
Yeah.
sort of confidence and stuff that's going to bring.
Yeah, definitely.
So I mean, that's obviously influenced you quite a lot in your kind of career into
Yeah. Yeah.
Northwest Scalp Clinic. So what
Yeah.
would you say makes Northwest Scalp Clinic unique in the SMP? What do you kind of offer, or maybe your approach that's different to some of the other
Uh,
SMP clinics?
yeah, I mean, first and foremost, I'm not going to go down the unique banner, because I believe that's an artist trying to be better than another artist. And I can only speak for myself. I'm not interested in that game whatsoever. Like I just said, all I'm interested in is making people happy. So at Northwest Scalp Clinic, I offer scalp micropigmentation to ladies and gentlemen, and I offer one-to-one coaching, again, for ladies and gentlemen, at beginners, intermediate, refreshers, specialist, masterclass. Every package is devised to the individual, where I have like over a 1 to 2 hour interview chat with them, and we devise their individualized package, which ensures maximum opportunities and success in the future. I do quite a lot on the training that isn't actually SMP. It's to do with the mind.
I think sometimes, especially if they're going into business and being their own practitioner,
Yeah,
there is more than just being a skilled artist. There's a lot of business, a lot of
yeah.
mindset. And yeah, I think courses that kind of emphasize that are
Uh,
setting their students up for success. I think the other thing that I know is
Absolutely.
very good with you is you're also off-qual regulated, isn't it? You've got the off-qual training.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah. So I'm off qual regulated teacher now. I'm also 3/4 of the way through my off qual assessors, and I would say a couple of months off my off qual diploma. So I'm well ongoing with that, yeah.
That's brilliant. And what, again, because I've got I'm familiar, I work with another clinic as that, so I know there is quite a lot of work involved in, going through that steps and processes.
Yeah.
So what made you kind of, take that decision that you were going to sort of bring that in and follow that training path to bring to your clinic?
I would say without the science, Matt, basically, me knowing I'm okay and good what I do, it's not good enough. You have to prove it.
Yeah.
You have to prove it. If I am having a chat with Matt about Matt's course, if I can't go, look, I've got that, just sound like a salesman. And I like to give the general public the assurance that even though at times, obviously, we all sound like salesmen, I get that, but the off-qual paperwork, firstly, is the truth, so I can train you, but it just offers the general public assurance that they're just not being fed a crock of lies. Alongside the UK's, there's not much better than off-call regulated at the moment, especially if we link the aesthetics industry to micropigment, which, as we all know, it's the government's way of, actually, it's the future. It's the regulatory factor. So what I've done, I've linked into that and said, you know what? Even though I get a license from the council, off-qual's massive, and I want the backing of off-qual in my clinic. I just think it's the real deal at the moment,
Yeah, 100% agree. Like I said, when I saw that, I thought that's definitely a smart move. And I've kind of, other people I know who sort of do training, I've kind of pushed them towards looking at that for that reason.
Yeah.
And I know also, like you've sort of touched on there, in the cosmetic industry as a whole, that's about to undergo quite a big overhaul. So I think you're kind of a little bit ahead of the curve. I think SMP will kind of come into it slightly at the back end of the aesthetics, the focus, but I think certainly getting the stuff in order now is definitely going to position yourself well. And, I'd definitely advise, people to pay attention to what's coming with the regulation.
No, definitely.
So I know you've won quite a few awards as well. I've definitely seen the posts on Facebook. So which ones particular, are you most proud of, or, do you think most represents your clinic?
All of them, the cheap answer. The truth is, you mentioned you've seen them on Facebook. What I would like to highlight is, because you'll link into that, on every single post I've put an award, I thank the people for their award. And you will have read, without you, I am nothing. That's the award. It's not that. Without the general public, I am nothing. That's the award. And you will have read that on every Facebook post on an award, because it's the truth.
Any business, we need our customers, our clients, followers, and I think keeping that at the forefront is definitely.
But it's true, and I mean, and obviously, don't think this is any rehearsed podcast wizardry, because it's not. The only reason I'm saying this, Mike, is because it's simply the truth. You know, I've told you the reason I come into scalp micropigmentation. So any awards I get in recognition for that, other people's awards and mine, because I can't do it without them. So we're all one. That's how I see it in my mind,
Good outlook. So are there any particular, you might not be able to mention, specific clients' names or anything, but, are there particular case studies or particular accomplishments, I think more so than from the awards, where, maybe one of the clients from the cancer clinic or something that's really, but been an accomplishment for you, or you've really kind of found that journey's probably been your biggest reward, or any sort of experience there you'd share?
Yeah. No, I think obviously if we look at it from, say, a tier system, I would sort of say there isn't one individual, no, because the answer is no, because they're all as important as each other, and so are tomorrow's, and so are next year's. So I can't really say, but obviously you've seen tiers, Matt. So Everyone that smiles, cool. All the ones that cry emotionally, top tier.
Yeah.
And I cry with them. Tears of joy. Tears of joy. Like I mentioned to you, them tears of joy actually are why I get up in the morning to help me cope with the tragedy that I see 6 times a year. Till I die. It's that simple, you know. So them tears of joy is actually what gets me out of bed. Like I said in the beginning of the podcast, that's why I do scalp micropigmentation, you know.
I can see that's a clear drive. And
let me just make it clear as well and specific. I'm not sharing my cancer story for any violins or tears. I'm sharing my cancer story to help people also get out of bed. If I can help them in any way, forget scalp micropigmentation. That's just a leaf on the tree of life. Yeah. If my story can help anybody at all, well, then it's worth being sat here with you today, isn't it? You know,
100%. We want to share that, you know.
Exactly.
People are going to bring from that, get to a wider audience.
Absolutely.
So,
absolutely.
Day to day, then, what's like? It's probably not a typical day as such, but you know, your primary activities. Obviously, you run your business owner as well as an artist, so that's almost 2 roles. Sometimes you've got to do the artistry and the work, and also think of sort of business things. So, what would you kind of look as your primary sort of activities and responsibilities, kind of day to day?
So, my primary responsibilities on a day-to-day basis is either treatment or training. So, in my head, mentally, I'm opening the door for today, and then I'm inquiring about tomorrow later in the day. So, we've got treatment and training scheduled for the week. And then I'm always looking for my future clients who have inquired later in the day. So it's treatment or training, then inquiries.
That's it, yeah. So you're following the marketing and the follow-up as well, the inquiries.
Yeah.
I think that's very good as well, yeah.
Yeah.
To keep the flow coming.
Definitely.
So how do you view the kind of competitive landscape and the trends of SMP now? Do you see kind of any new directions coming in, or how has it changed? I know you've been doing it for quite a while now, so maybe over the last couple of years and going forward, what do you see for the direction of the industry?
I just think I personally think the industry is outstanding. I'll be honest with you. I still feel very new mentally, if that makes sense, because it's like I don't feel older than when I was 25, because we don't, do it. We're just a day older, you know. But I think the industry is very, very, very good. I've only got positive experiences regarding the industry. If ever I've asked for help or advice, I've never had to search for it. And there's an abundance of male and female professionals who won't hesitate to help you. You know, they really won't. So as far as the industry is concerned, especially with the reasons why I'm sort of in it, I've got nothing but 5-star praise for it, you know.
Yeah, it's a good network, especially I know from like the UK side of it and in the groups. I think from all manners.
Well, even out of the UK, I mean, to put names to tags, obviously you want something a bit interesting, don't you? I'm aware I'm just staying down the middle.
Neutral.
I'm aware that I'm just staying in the little bubble. I'm aware of that, Matt. So people who've been very helpful, just to name a couple, Ryan Kingsbury, fantastic. I've spoke to a number of occasions, messages, lovely fella, absolutely great advice. John Chandler, another one that springs to mind, 5 p.m. Always positive, always helping me where I can, you know. And Damien, Team Micro. Yeah, very pro-social. One of the first people I liked in this industry was Damien's mum, Debbie. She was absolutely lovely with me. Lovely lady. She's retired now. So hello, Debbie, if you ever see this. Big shout for you there. But like I said, all I've give you the evidence for there is obviously, I know you're looking for a little bit of juice, so I'll just give, them, there's
I'm
another
not really looking for,
20
yeah.
people. You know what I mean, though.
Yeah.
I'm aware that I'm in a bubble of safety, obviously, but it's just to name a few people who, I mean, Team Micro, I'll hit on that again. If we sort of mentioned in UK economy, well, that's where you get your stock from. I mean, how much more a Team Micro in the scalp micropigmentation industry than just a storeroom? Because technically that's one of their pages, isn't it? So I was like mega amazed at like just what a stockist could actually be, which is so much more in this industry. So big shout to Team Micro as well. They've always been all right for me, looked after me. Yeah.
And I know they do very big things in promoting the industry as a whole. I
Yeah.
think like SMP as well, it's still kind of newish, so it needs that, people with the bigger platforms kind of taking it out. I find I still speak to people outside of the SMP bubble, and I've still got to sometimes explain to them what SMP is, and like when
Yeah.
I say work
Yeah,
with
it's true.
clinics, so there's still a lot of growth there for the industry. So yeah, that's why I think it's quite good, like where they do the conferences, and the bigger
Yeah, yeah,
companies who kind of have the bigger
yeah,
platforms can do
yeah,
it, because the more it gets out there, the more it's going to help the local artists and the local sort of
definitely.
clinics when
I mean,
people are searching for that.
yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I've never been to any. I don't want to give that impression because, again, as I've already stated, I'm not here to do the shot put with other artists. That's not why I'm in the business. So I think it's very good, everything that's being done. But, I just like my support network. And obviously, I really enjoy supporting others as well.
So with you're doing the off qual, is there anything
Yeah.
else you kind of do? I know you kind of touched on that. You go a bit broader than just like the SMP. So, do you want to kind of delve into a bit of like the sort of stuff you do to keep your courses at the forefront and, more than just SMP? Where is there anything that you draw on specifically?
Can't really delve too deep into that, Matt, because obviously, yeah, not so much secrets as in, hey, look at me, but I think if anybody talks about depths of their business on a podcast, I personally think they're insane. But all I try and do is if a human being invests in me as a student, I want them to be successful. And I ain't just saying it, or I wouldn't say it. If they've invested their money and trust in me, I try my utmost to help them with success. One of the first things I highlighted was, so when you was at primary school at 4 years old, you also learn how to put a dot at the end of a sentence. So training isn't just about dots, because everybody knows what a dot is.
Yeah.
Training to me is, how do you sit for 4 hours behind a human being, work out of their eye vision for 4 hours, battling with your own mind.
Yeah.
That's how simple this really is. So anybody with flip charts or word for word manuals, I've got no disrespect to anybody, but how can that be suitable for everybody? We're all individuals, Matt, and we all know how to put a full stop at the end of the sentence as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
So to me, and this is only my view, by the way, success, I believe, is how do you perform for 4 hours after you've gained their trust. So I spend a lot of time on that.
That's an interesting perspective. And I think that is, like I said, I was kind of thinking some of the other stuff, just general business that needs to be included as well. But yeah, that's like a little insight there that I can think that actually, I would find that very challenging if you suddenly said to me, okay, sit with someone for 4 hours and keep the skills. So I think,
Yeah.
and that's probably some of the stuff that I think, yeah, would find beneficial, because if you're not taught that or it's not addressed, it's kind of going to be a surprise when you suddenly get to practice.
It's not a surprise, Matt. It's complete fear. So I say to my students, Ed Sheeran, he cried, he lost sleep. You're not born brilliant at anything. So if we don't develop fear strategies and how to embrace that thought thread and then file it, because we've got 3 hours to go, they ain't going to succeed. And like I just said 4 minutes ago, I actually want them to succeed. Genuinely.
Very committed. You've got the insight. I think your drive is, very good. And
Thank you.
I
Thank
can
you.
see, I can see how people would be coming out successful with that, and that sort of mentorship. I think people find invaluable. I think that is,
Yeah.
I've learned some new
No,
things
no.
about you today.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
there's
Thank you.
parts we've kind of talked a while on Facebook. That's why
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
kind of good with this,
Yeah.
and part of the reason I want to do it. There's
Yeah.
quite a lot more I wouldn't know about you just from us chatting on Facebook,
Yeah.
and
Yeah. Yeah.
and I think this is why
Yeah.
this is kind of good for people to get to know
No, I
as much as
agree.
possible the person behind the sort of business.
Yeah.
As obviously we know we're going to be helping and turning out happy students,
Absolutely.
happy clients.
Yeah.
Is there anything else on the horizon for Leigh Northwest Scalp Clinic? Are you kind of staying within that realm, or are there kind of future plans?
Not sure. I'm staying as I am, so I'm not going anywhere. But I may look into development, bit off qual, using, like I said, I am aware I'm a little bit ahead of the game, which is fine. But what I want to work out are strategies on how to help more people continuously, So I have got a few things that are at planning stage at the moment, but like I said, I'm not looking to reinvent the wheel, if that makes sense. But hopefully development, I quite enjoy. So the ongoing mentorship that I provide for students as well, I actually really enjoy that, because it's when you meet a friend and you form a friendship, they're a friend. You don't ring them up one night and say, don't ring me again. It's not human. So what I do with students is I provide an ongoing mentorship program. During our interview, I prove that, just to prove I'm not a salesman again, because I know it's important. Because again, I'm back to this genuine. I want them to succeed. I can't make them. But I genuinely want these people I spend time with training them, genuinely want them to succeed, So I hold regular chats, conversations, always there if there's anything they need to know, just because I think it's important, obviously, but it's no different than, we're friends on Facebook, so it's no different than that. I don't want anyone on here to think, hey, he thinks he's Superman. Quite the opposite, people. Quite the opposite.
I don't think that's coming across yet at all. No,
Yeah,
I think it's
good.
a very
Because
good insight.
honestly, without the people, I genuinely mean it, I am nothing. You can't do it. You can't do anything. Well, you said Sheeran again. It's not that good if there's no one there, is it?
Yeah, if no one can hear it. Yeah, and your business, I think, clients, customers, network are what make
Yeah.
us do it. And I think the ones that in any industry, if you forget that, it's
Yeah.
going to be very short-lived.
So I think, to answer your question, Matt, without garble, obviously, because it was quite a big answer, but I think I would like to take the training forward. I'm doing a hell of a lot of work, as you know, regarding off-qual. Like you said, enough to know it just doesn't happen overnight.
Yeah.
So I'm doing a lot of commitment work there, simply because I want to. That simple. And I would like to develop training moving forward. I have got various branches and quite a tight-knit support system around me at the moment, while we're in talking and strategies, and probably involve train stations and hotels to give you an insight. We'll see. I'm quite happy today as I am. Again, without the marketing, if there's any message from this to newer people in the industry, marketing's important, and it is important. And I am not linked to any marketers. So again, if I was, I wouldn't say that, because it's dirty, isn't it, if you're linked. But marketing is so important, so important. And 3.5, 4 years ago, you'd never have heard me say that, but it is. It really, really, really is. Again, you can have the best business in the world. I'm sorry, people, we need to be seen or you're invisible. You need to be seen or you're invisible. I have tried everything I can perceive to try and save some money. And every strategy I have tried is marketer. It really is.
Yeah, I think that's definitely, I mean, obviously I'm from a marketing background, so a bit biased, but I think that is
Yeah,
definitely, yeah, I mean, good to share. And I think that is
yeah,
sometimes those coming into the industry,
yeah.
you know, they pay for the training, they pay for an expensive
Honestly,
website, but then the next step, yeah.
honestly,
Um,
I can't stress that high enough, you know. And like I said, if I was affiliated with any marketers, I wouldn't say this today, because like I said, you know, it would be hidden agenda.
yeah.
It wouldn't be,
Do
it
you
wouldn't be pure.
find on that, just because I know, and I know you do a fair bit just because I work, obviously I haven't worked with you, I've worked with clinics in your area, so I know a little bit of what you do on the marketing side just from
Yeah.
analysis. But would you find, what would you find has been like the most effective marketing channel? Would you say it's a combination, or, you know, have you found social media, Google, in your experience?
Difficult one to answer at the moment. I would say Facebook, fantastic, double fantastic. I would say 2 years ago compared to today. I think you've got to. There's still clients there without a shadow of a doubt. I think the most precious leads at the moment, website, obviously. You know, but you don't get as many. So I think, to answer your question, Matt, it's quite simple. Without Facebook and Instagram paid ads and without a website, I wouldn't start. So if we've got a website and we've got paid ads, you need to do both. The reason for that, Facebook and Instagram may provide you with 50, which you might close 2. Your website will provide you with 3, and I'd expect to close 3.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not telling you anything you don't know, but I'm aware it could be good for people who listen to this. So that's not me talking to you. That's me talking past you, because I know you know that, obviously, you know.
I think again, that's the kind of helpful advice, and it's good having the people like you experience, you know, to come
Yeah,
in who's maybe tried and
absolutely.
tested some of the things. They are definitely
Absolutely.
things to consider.
Yeah, and I mean, regarding the website and stuff, it's people may just be hearing of this when they're starting out. SEO, you know, it's like the invisible plague. You know, you can't see it, you can't hear it, you can't taste it, but without it, you don't make it. So what I'm saying to other artists is, yes, be paranoid. Find the marketer you trust. If you're untrustworthy, because I am, tell the marketers that and make them prove trust, because the real ones will not take offense to that and prove trust. It's really that simple, you know. But SEOs are definite, but I do understand that it can create a lot of paranoia for us on the street, because we ain't got a clue what it is, if that makes sense. But my message is really, really clear that paid ads, yes. Website, I would expect you to have a website already. You know, that's my attitude on that. I really would. But SEO, massive as well, yes. Yeah, definitely.
Thanks for sharing with that, and good
Okay.
insights there. And I mean, I will, yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, I'll just tap on that as well, as kind of in the unbiased. I think what you said there about, like, you know, getting a marketer that you can trust is,
you know,
yeah,
massively.
very key. I think, unfortunately, our industry, is filled with a lot of salesmen just by natural and a lot of sort of
Yeah, yeah,
promises. So yeah, I would just say whoever you go with, you know, speak to other artists, speak to other people in your business, kind of that's probably your
definitely.
best sort of start point, someone they've worked with. And then it is normally your marketer is going to be, you should expect a long-term relationship, really. Like as you grow, they grow. So I would
Ab-
have someone you trust and
Absolutely.
can kind of build a relationship with. So yeah, I'd
Absolutely.
kind of echo that from both
Yeah,
points.
definitely.
So Leigh, is there anything else you'd like to share with our audience, or any other insights?
Yeah, I would just sort of, one of my favorite sayings is think small, deliver big. Anyone I've seen since I've started in the industry, anyone that thinks big, three months they're done. Seen it so many times. Think small, deliver big, turn it round.
Yeah,
So that room that's costing £30 just for 1 day a week, yeah, that's my strategy.
yeah, awesome.
Survival first, because if you don't survive, you can't help. Think small, deliver big. That's one of my mottos. And that's not just a business plan. That's my head I'm sharing with you there, you know.
That's valuable insight. And again, I'd say that's an insight that, well, business is beyond SMP. I think there is a
Exactly.
thing to overspend and get a bit overzealous at the start, especially when you're new and interested. I've kind of done it in my past sort of businesses.
Yeah,
You get the fancy
yeah,
offers and
yeah,
get, the stuff, I think,
yeah,
but kind of,
yeah,
put the customer first, put the experience first, and the rest will follow.
yeah. It's more than just what we're sort of saying is you've got to survive or there are no customers. Just work out your strategies, people. Just stay small. I don't mean business size. We're back to the mind again. Stop growing in your own shot putting world. Stay humble and help people. Everything else follows. In my book, not everybody's. Yeah, in mine.
There's different ways. Nah, it's working.
Yeah, yeah,
No, thank you for
yeah.
that. That's been some great
It's a pleasure, mate.
insights
It's a
on this thing.
pleasure, honestly.
Really genuinely good speaking to you. I'm glad, like I say, we've kind of been the Facebook friends for a while now, so I'm glad we've actually had a little
Yeah,
chat, and I've learned some good things today. I've seen some good insights.
no
I'm going to
problem.
look forward to watching you continue to help some people. So
Thank you.
yeah, thank you. Obviously, you can connect with Leigh at Northwest Scalp Clinic, and your Instagram is Northwest Scalp Clinic. We will link all that
Thank
and
you very much, Matt.
other relevant places. So yeah,
I
thank you for your
appreciate that.